Yeah, go on. Let's get onto this one. And I don't even want to start.
So next one, what is going on with United?
How many times do we have to get into this topic about
like
going on about
United?
United?
We got to talk about what's going on.
Every single year, every single month.
We're moving like them Sky pundits. All they do is talk about United, but it just has to be done.
Liverpool, right? Just look at me when I'm talking to you. You've been in the league for 30 years, right?
Bro,
Yeah.
it's just like a new problem pops up every single time.
Now they're having bids for Arnautovic and Rabiot. Like, it just goes from bad to worse.
Imagine
honestly.
we lose to Brighton Sunday. I wake up and I see, as a result of losing that game, you've been in for Marco Arnautovic. You know how depressing that was? It was the next day. We already hurt enough from the defeat.
It wasn't even the next day. It was after the game.
Bro, during the game.
It was during the game. The Athletic tweeted it. Oh, Man United have serious interest.
It wasn't real. Like, there's no substance to this. And then it got brought onto Sky Sports. I was like, oh, damn it, man. Once you get Sky, this is pretty far down the pipeline.
Luckily, today they've pulled out.
Bro, we got life because of Bologna, not even because of us thinking it's a bad decision. Apparently, fans were even sending letters and that, to
Right, United.
Richard Arnold, which is our CEO, saying to him, if you sign Arnautovic, I'm cancelling my season ticket. I'm a 30-year season ticket holder and I'm going to cancel it because of racist stuff.
The planned walkout thing?
Yeah,
I saw that 22nd against Liverpool.
They want to empty
Old Trafford.
The club's a mess, man.
But either way, like, with that, bro, I think it's actually hit the point where the Glazers need to actually consider moving. They need to consider selling this club now. Do you know, not even because they need to. Like, I think I agree with them completely. I think as well, we need to actually take off all pressure off of the players there and the managers and stop blaming them because it's actually not them anymore. Like, I know we hate McTominay, we hate exactly fat, bro.
Like
Arsenal, that.
Like Arsenal have
no,
done.
I think it's even bigger.
It's bigger than Arsenal, but on the terms of them lines, like, get rid of them bad eggs in the squad.
It wasn't even bad eggs. They even got rid of their strategists for your transfers as well. I forgot his name. He was with behind the scenes, he was actually like implementing who you would sign.
Yeah, I know, and we signed the players like Liechtenstein and
that guy, under him.
And we thought he was good. I forgot his name. He had
agent links in it.
And we signed
got rid of him,
Leno under him and all of that.
I think
we got rid of him still, and then we got Edu.
His name. That's a big change.
What was his name?
Oh well, it was a tough thing to pronounce. So it's calm, but.
I think it was Slet missing that.
It's like that. That's what I say. It's a tough name to pronounce.
Yeah.
Bro, I think we place so much blame on the players here and like the managers, swapping out managers. Like, how many managers we had since Sir Alex Ferguson? These problems were there when he was there, and just because of the GOAT that he was, he swept it under the rug. I know we like to blame McTominay, De Gea, Maguire, Wan-Bissaka and stuff like that, but you got to start thinking about it. One, why do they still exist in this squad? We know they're not good enough, but why do they still exist? The contracts given to them, poor length contracts, poor wages that they're on, where you can't shift them. Bro, that's one of the worst things Woodward did on the end of his tenure. He re-signed Jones on a new contract so he doesn't lose his market value, so he can be resold. Who is buying Phil Jones to resell him? Let's be real with ourselves. Who is buying him? He wouldn't still be here if you had a buyer. Do you get it? Wan-Bissaka we bought for 50 million and on good wages. Who's going to spend 50 million on him? The best you can get for him is like 20 million, 25 million.
15, bro.
Exactly. That's like best you can get. That's me being optimistic. Yeah, you can get
you're being nice.
I'm being nice. And Martial, he's wanted to go for ages. Why can't we shift him? No one can pay his wages. No one can match the wages that he's on. He's on over 200 bags a week. No one's paying Martial that. Sevilla wanted him. He scored hardly any goals out there. They're not going to pay him wages to score no goals. It's just impossible to shift these players out every single time. The luckiest shift out we got was Lukaku because we got life to get a buyer for Lukaku for the price we paid for him and the wages that he was on. Sanchez, for so long, we had to let him run down that contract. We had to loan him out. We had to do whatever it took to get these players out of here. Even just now, we're only just seeing the shackles of Pereira, pre-season Pirlo leaving this club. For how many years have we known this player? Couldn't shift him out for so many years. This problem has existed. Maguire now for 80 million. Like, you can't recoup these values.
80 million.
It's ridiculous. For years and years and years, it's happened at the top level where the poor planning and poor management of our player contracts and lengths, as well as the signing fees, you can't recoup that. And the board is too stingy and selfish to take a hit on these players. That's the only way you're going to shift them out, is take a massive hit on the transfer signings, like what Chelsea do and the City do. They mess up as well.
That's what we're doing now.
You're doing that as well.
Like,
Arsenal's doing that with
Ndombele, Lascelles so we're just
You
saying,
gotta
look,
accept
just
it.
anyone,
Just
take the shit.
get a buyer and just let them go.
That's what
Literally.
Arsenal
It don't
did with
matter how much.
Torreira.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
all right, we're gonna
just
we're
do
gonna
what
get
you
no
can
money,
do.
but at least they're off the wage bill.
Yeah.
They're a new manager's problem.
Exactly.
You can rebuild. You can
I
bring
know,
someone
innit?
else in. You
Like,
ain't got to worry about the
It is what it
wages
is.
next
You
year.
know you lost. That's old money. It's like when you spend money now, go on holiday. That's old money.
Arsenal
Innit? You
even
can't
want
do
to
anything.
terminate Bellerin's contract. Just
Yeah, I know.
please,
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
so he's gone.
pay
Like,
him a bit of money, then
Just
fuck
Let
off
it
for
go,
that.
like bro. The City and them have had bad signs. Look at Bakayoko for Chelsea. They've had that deep drink water didn't work out either. They're okay with just letting these players go when their time is up.
No,
even if you
Drinkwater
couldn't get-
stayed though.
No, but as in
To be
they
fair,
let him go. They didn't do the extension.
Chelsea managed to find loans for everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they
know.
but they didn't do an extension like what we did with Phil Jones, extending his contract when
Yeah.
he was destined to leave anyway. You just let them go.
And with loans, at least the club covers some of the
Yeah, the
wages.
club,
or
some of
most
them,
it,
yeah, but
depending on how much
when you
money
have a
they're
poor
on.
wage structure, though, your club is covering most of it, and that's
Yeah.
another one of our problems. Like, see, Mangala they had for the longest. Otamendi wasn't on the best. They sold him for a less as well. They've done it for so many of their players, which it just
Otamendi
doesn't
did
work
alright
out.
though.
He had his
He was
time.
solid.
He had
He
his
was
time. Yeah, he had his time. But when enough was enough, they're cool with like cutting ties. No nice guy. Mata was here for so much longer than like we couldn't get the best out of him anymore. That's it. Let him go on his time. He could have gone 2-3 years
Thorough.
ago. He could have still had a career somewhere else at a good level of football for him, and we didn't let him go. We didn't improve in those areas. We blocked the path for so many young players when this could have been avoided so much by better ownership. So I think it's enough is enough. We can't keep blaming these players where it's not up to them.
It
Think
was so
about-
positive though, like oh yeah, this is it. It's gonna be a summer of
'Cause
change.
as a football fan,
Ten
you have to be
Hag,
positive,
right?
man.
Like,
You
it's-
have
I
to.
know.
The way they spun the cycle, they want to get fast business done, but it took them ages to get a first sign in.
Bro, our
Took
first
them
signing was
ages
Malacia, and the only reason we got him is because he actually fully agreed to go Olympic Lyon. He was destined.
Yeah, he was.
Fabrizio
going,
posted,
yeah,
"Here we
yeah,
go."
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it was
yeah,
at
yeah,
that
yeah,
point.
yeah, yeah.
That's when you know that we stepped in at the last minute, the 90th minute, bro, Fergie time, to get that signing over
I
the line.
know.
And just because we're a bigger club, why we won that signing?
And then
We
you
were
managed
atrocious.
you managed to beat Brentford to Ericsson.
Yeah, exactly.
He stunted his growth going United though. He should
Who,
have gone.
Malacia?
He should have gone Lyon.
Leon would be pretty good. There's a nice
They're
fullback there
shit
called
now.
And then it's
Gusto.
De Jong. Like it's just
De Jong
fair
is
enough.
just-
If De Jong don't want to come, just move
No,
on.
and then
Just
do you know what-
find
do you know what's
someone.
the tip of
Just
the
But
Like
who
some-
wants to come though, man?
No,
Yeah, but you
no.
can
Do you know what
find
the tip of the
someone.
iceberg is now? We let go the one man that can rebuild football clubs in Ralph Rangnick. We sacked him, yeah, not for his job as a manager, but for his backroom. That was what we brought him in for. That was his primary objective. It's a job he's done for the last 5 years. Was rebuild clubs on the
Apparently
inside.
he left. That's a lie.
Nah, man, you know he was good. You know when you're getting pushed out the door, you're like, you know what? Let me cover face. Let me grab another job. Come on, you never go to a job and become unemployed. Well, how are you gonna let your income just stop like that? You try to sort something out in the meantime. So that's probably why he grabbed the Austria job at that time. I think by the time he got Austria job, he knew he was dipping. He knew he was gone by then, and that was just.
But anyway, that consultancy role was it weren't like a full time
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
But
definitely.
he could have done Austria and that at the same time.
That's
like,
exactly
isn't
the
it?
point. It was a part-time role. International football outside of a World Cup and a Euros. How often are you playing game? What they don't care about a Nations League, so that doesn't make any difference there. International manager's job isn't that important. Like, isn't
Especially
that
a team like Austria, they know their starting 11
Exactly.
probably
Do you
quite
get it?
easily
Like,
in it.
if they're being picked in Europe, you're most likely going to play them. That's
innit?
kind of the way the job goes, isn't it? And he was known for his talent and his scouting. He built the RB Leipzig and the Salzburg groups to where they are today, and that's where they're producing the talents such as Haaland and Sesko and Kunku. Like his recruitment, Lamar, Garvido. Now their recruitment has been stellar for the last.
Guardiola, man.
Vardio is an amazing centre back, left-footed as well. So it's what I think he'll end up going City personally eventually.
I know. I hope.
I think that's his path.
It's him. It's Bastoni and him.
Bastoni and him are the
after.
two best left-footed young centre backs in the
That's
world
the-
at the moment. Like that's who you have to try and go for. But these are players where Ralph knew you got to try push for these ones. You got.
I think even the reports coming out now, like he said, look, we
10
need a
new
striker.
players.
We
Exactly.
needed, and he suggested, who was it? It was Nunes. It
Yeah, he
was,
suggested Nunez as
Yeah, he
well. to him,
suggested
yeah.
there
No,
was
but
there was four.
United were
striker
in for
names that I
Nunes
saw,
like the
but-
beginning of the
Yeah,
window.
but again,
though.
we have incompetent people behind the scenes not able to wrap up their deals. I'll be honest, if Chelsea were probably in for De Jong from the beginning, I feel like they would have done it. They would have been done by now. They wouldn't be. We have people that just don't know.
I
what
don't
they're
know. It
doing.
seems like no one wants to go Chelsea, fam.
It gets to a point where they've made that decision. They don't want to go there, and then Chelsea's just like, okay, cool, you don't want to come here, we'll move. After Rafinha was done, they switched target. When Kunde, they couldn't get Kunde.
But
Koulibaly.
Man
Yeah,
United, they're
that's
just
We
hanging
don't switch.
over
We
De Jong
hang
for
in there
ages.
for no reason.
Yeah, hanging
And
there
another
for
thing
ages.
is, have you seen all the players we're signing? We're either played for Ten Hag or are Eredivisie players, so from the league he was from, or he has some sort of connection to them, because he doesn't trust the people recommending him signings, because we've been signing these other players that just can't be trusted. Look at the signings we've done over the last couple of years. Can you really trust this board?
But then to be fair, there was reports that like Ten Hag wanted done out of it.
You know that's going to come out from the club saying
That's
that
bullshit.
He wants us.
No
Come
way
on, we
Ten
know
Hag
he doesn't
wants
want those
Arnautovic,
players, man. Let's be
man.
honest. He does not want these.
But then again, he did well with
he made
Haller.
it clear who he wanted, yeah. And this summer, that's what he was going for.
Maybe like
Either
someone
one
like
of them.
Jonathan David. Like he's still
Yeah,
got
exactly.
Like,
It was
Yeah.
clear in the summer who you wanted, yeah. De Jong was definitely a priority for him, and he probably wanted him desperately. Another one was Anthony. We definitely wanted Anthony from Ajax, and we've been priced out because we took so long. Because
but then that is a bit peak. That's a bit Man United tax. Like Man United are in. Let's add 20 mil on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's definitely
that does
that.
happen.
No, I don't think it's
But,
just that though. It's the time because we was waiting so long for De Jong to be finalised. Yeah, by Ajax got pulled apart.
And
Let's
and
be
I
honest,
don't
they
think
lost
they.
most
So
of
if
the
you've
it's
time.
got
that
Anthony,
Timber as
what
well, that
happens to
Timber.
the likes of Rashford?
Yeah, Timber, yeah.
The-
And then he went on to international duty, and then he got scared to come to United by Van Gaal. Van Gaal scared him.
So,
Like,
if you
what
not
was
got
good there?
Anthony, though,
Rashford should not be playing at the moment. Is he in the form to be playing? In a top tier
first
team,
game of the
do you
season,
keep-
innit?
No,
but
it's
like
carrying on from
if
last
you base it
season
on
as
last
well.
season as
Come
well,
on.
look, he's not.
No.
He's not in the
player
form
on
to be
starting.
played. He hasn't been the same Rashford for like nearly 15 months. Nearly. He's
And,
been a while since I've seen top tier Marcus Rashford.
I
Knockdown football
know
is
it's a
his
long
best.
shot, but things do change quickly. There's not long ago that there was like protests outside Emirates.
things changed
Fair.
mad.
No, they
quick.
do
Fair.
change.
No, I know, but still,
But
I'm just saying.
we've been
so
in
I'm
this
just
shit for
saying, just for the
years, man.
purpose of the video, if there was 3 signings you think could change United season, like 3 positions for you, if the most important from now to the end of the window to just get them done, what are they?
Midfield, but this is another thing as well. All the midfielders that were good targets have either renewed their contract. So Sangare renewed his contract.
Just
with
like
PSV.
in a position, not like
In
not
a
like
position,
player
not
wise.
player.
Just you
Midfield,
need to
it has to
sort
be
that.
2 midfielders and a right
2
winger.
centre midfielders.
Yeah, 2 is needed. We can't have McFred. Either one of them we can't have. I think.
But like you've got
If you
Ericsson,
wanna-
you've got Bruno,
Nah,
you've
centre
got
mids. I think also Ericsson and Bruno should be
Guaranteed
competing for the
centre
same
mids.
position. I don't think it
Fair
should be both in the same team. I think we should be competition for each
No,
other.
I think Ericsson's good enough to sit. He can play the
Yeah,
pivot.
he can play and sit. He can sit, but again,
I
you
don't
don't want
think-
Christian Eriksen being your starting 11. Like I get, he's still a player there, but
in my opinion, he was the best. He was the
He
best
was definitely
creative
best against
midfielder
Brighton.
last season.
Oh, again, for last season, for the whole season.
Like,
or for his
but
time.
I think
Kinda
Ericsson's
boring.
good enough to start for United.
I think
for every single game, though, I feel like you'd want.
for most of your games, for sure.
I think
If
he's
you
an
play in
amazing
Europa
squad
League
player,
football,
and
yeah.
for the amount of games we're going to be playing for the year, I think he's an amazing asset to have. He's a person you want.
I
That
think last
Juan Mata
season-
signing where you the quality coming off the bench.
Last
he can
season, from
a game if he
January
comes
onwards,
on.
I think he was better than Bruno Fernandes in a worse
100%.
Brentford time.
That's why I think he should be competing for Bruno's position because I think he's.
I think you should Gareth start over Bruno.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly my point. I think he should be
Bruno's
competing. So that's
shit.
why the 2 CMs. You need, I think, 2
Fair enough.
further back and a right winger because I don't think, bro, if any of the front three is down, it's a Langer season. Like, exactly silence.
So
bro.
what's your
Elanga
front
season.
three? What's your at the moment is Sancho, Rashford, Ronaldo.
Martial, Ronaldo, yeah, one of them. And then if one
For
is
me,
if one of the wingers,
I've
are
always
injured-
rated Martial. I've always said Martial
I
is a
do.
better player than Rashford.
No,
Technically, he's more
definitely.
gifted than
Way
Rashford.
more.
I think he's more of a natural finisher than Rashford.
Yeah.
I just think Martial. Do you
No,
know
the
what it
front
is?
three
It's just
finishes,
United
no.
ruined him.
He got
I
injuries
think there was
as
a
well.
really good player in Martial, and
I
I'm really
agree.
The
upset to
Ibra
see what
transfer
United
upset
have
him, I
done.
think.
Yeah, I think the Ibra transfer. But
Yeah,
again,
yeah,
that's the
exactly,
poor planning.
thank you.
Why are we getting someone that was, how old was he?
Change his
36?
number.
36-year-old when there's a stunt in the growth of someone that is progressing well under a squad.
His
Again,
first season at United wasn't bad either.
This is what poor planning has done to this squad. You know, the season we couldn't get Sancho because Dortmund, like, we were just arguing for bare long for P's and Dortmund. We didn't want to reach Dortmund's valuation. We ended up signing the last few weeks Amad Diallo and Palestri for like 40-something million. How are you wasting 40 million on players that don't even make it to starting 11 now?
I know when there is
Yeah,
positions
man.
that
It
need
is
to be
rushed
addressed.
again, and
it's
we're
like-
seeing again.
But then
repeat of
again,
that.
look
It's
at
rushed.
Saliba. We spent 27 million on him, and
that's
he's
a
only
young
getting
player.
this
That's a
season.
youth,
now.
but you loaned him out. Ahmad is like, I don't know what's happening now. Is he going to stay? He didn't have a good spell at Rangers. His
Yeah, but it
spell
looked
was
like
quiet.
Arsenal had a plan with Saliba. It
Yeah.
looked like, look, we'll give you 2 years out on loan.
No, but at first it was
Yeah,
a
it
case
looked
of
a bit-
no. It was
Why
like,
do you not be brought in
yeah,
now?
he,
Yeah.
he wanted to come into the squad, and he had some issues, I think, with family
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
So it's a bit more of a complex case, I think, than
Yeah.
this. This was more, the season's going to start. What do we do? Sign whoever we can right now. And it was panic stations again all the time. It just seems like there's no structure to our signings. There's no long-term vision. There's no thinking ahead. None of that stuff happens. Like, if you really wanted Sesko, a young player, why did you not go for him earlier in the window like City do or like Liverpool do, where they know who they want early in the window. They get that over the done, so then those respective clubs can find a replacement. You can't be asking for these players in the middle of August. It just doesn't make any sense. The clubs can't plan for their future. They don't want to be the United. They don't want to be search on the market last minute. So
I know
it's
that's what ups the price
exactly.
as well.
And then you complain that you're getting priced out of a move. It's not the United stats most of the time. Sometimes it is definitely we get outpriced, but then that's fine. You leave that target and move on. It's just the poor planning, the inadequate people behind the scenes. It's not good enough. And I've stopped blaming the players now on managers, and it's purely on the Glazers. It's going to be like this till the Glazers go.